You and I were talking about this before we came on the air. You think that ultimately all of this leads to just Americans being less safe?
Well, that's right. And so, these FBI agents, and it's not just the C-suite, it's not just the senior executive. This is hundreds, if not potentially thousands of agents who worked on the January 6 cases, potentially could be walked out the door as early as this week. Yeah. And so what does that mean? It means they're taken off of squads who actually are doing things such as counterterrorism, counterintelligence, bank robbery, drug interdiction. And so literally we are, eviscerating law enforcement. And I don't see any outrage here. These are men and women who, pledge an oath to the Constitution, who are doing their jobs and now are going to be taken off the streets. And again, I think Americans are going to be less safe. And where's the outrage?
And it's not like these are people who are saying, I specifically want to work on January 6th related cases. Maybe in some instances, but you don't typically get to just pick your assignment.
Well, that's right. So an FBI special agent is assigned by their supervisor to, conduct an investigation, to perhaps, work on a prosecution, especially on January 6 cases like the Proud Boys. These are individuals who assaulted police officers. So they did their job, they did it legally, and now they're going to have not only potentially a black mark in their career, but they might get fired. And remember, these are individuals who have mortgages, who are going to lose their health care. And so potentially hundreds, if not thousands, of FBI special agents out of work. Again, this is not something that's good for the American people.
And we referenced this in our introduction. A lot of this could come to yet another head at around 3 o'clock today, because that's when the questionnaire is due from agents to talk about the nature of the work that they did in relation to the January 6th investigations. The union is saying, basically answer that questionnaire with a non-answer, saying, I haven't had time to review this with my attorney or go through what might be asked of me in this questionnaire. But where does that ultimately lead us here?
So that's a great question, Ali, because, ultimately there should be some kind of due process if someone is going to get disciplined. Of course, there's no discipline here. But ultimately, we'll see if they pass over these lists of every, FBI special agent or analyst. Let me say there's other support personnel as well. And then what does the administration do with them? It's pretty clear that this is an effort to purge the civil service of dedicated professionals. But there's going to come to a head. There certainly is going to be legal challenges. There's prominent national security attorneys working on this. But that doesn't help if you're walked out as an FBI agent, if you walked out the door on Tuesday or Wednesday and you have a mortgage to pay, if you have, childcare costs, if you need health insurance. Really dangerous for the American people.
I have two questions that I hope we can dispense with quickly. The first is, what does it tell you that there is less outrage than you think that there would be here? Democrats have been vocal about the fact that they are concerned. There have been some Republicans, but the chorus is small. What does that tell you?
So, so much for the party that backs the blue, the Republican Party. And in private, all of my Republican friends think this is absolutely